Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the best, the most authentic true crime channel yet to ever come to YouTube. For those that are new, I just give my honest opinions and reactions to anything true crime related. So if you're a fan of true crime or anything true crime related, I would advise you to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notification bell so that way you get notified every time I post a new video. Also, check out my Patreon page, patreon.com/realtruecrimeking. I've got a lot of goodies over there. I've got different packages for every type of budget, and I've got different things that you can do, all kinds of goodies over there. Welcome to the channel, and let's get to the video. Guess who's back? It's the king, True Crime King, back. Okay, so I'm going to be taking a look at Jim Can't Swim's, otherwise known as JCS, The Legend of Jeff. I haven't seen this one yet, but I've been told that it's apparently one of his best ones, or most liked ones. At least that's what I've been hearing. I've got some requests to react to this, so that's what I'm going to do, right? So, without further ado, here we go. And real quick, I just want to give out to some people that donated to my PayPal and Cash App. Tracy M, Mike D, Rachel S, Gianna P, Sarah G, and Sam S. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys, all the support.
Am I under arrest?
For now.
I'm under arrest?
Yeah, I'll explain everything, but before I explain myself to you, before we talk to each other, I need to read your rights, okay?
What am I under arrest for?
Well, like I said, I need to read.
Yeah, okay, start off. Those are good questions to ask. You know, you definitely want to know your rights and ask what you're under arrest for. Some people don't do that, and they just let the cops, you know, do whatever they want. You don't have to do that. And in my opinion, innocent or not innocent, if they have you in a room like this, it's never a good idea to talk to the cops, you know, because they might suspect you even if you're innocent. You know, we've seen people get thrown in jail that are totally innocent many times before. So,
Your rights first. Obviously, the charge is robbery, okay? Yeah, I'll explain everything.
I'm under arrest for robbery?
You are, but let me read your rights real quick, okay? And then I'll explain it all to you. Is that okay? Can you let me do that real fast? All right, Jeff. Can you read with me? Just read in your head, okay? Before we ask you questions, you must understand what your rights are. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can will be used against you in the court of law. Does that make sense? You've probably heard these before, haven't you? Does that make sense?
okay, right there, the cops being a little dick. I mean, you probably heard these before, haven't you? I mean, you don't need to say that to somebody, right?
Do you understand your rights? Do you understand your rights, Jeff? Yes or no? Do you understand? Do you understand what I read you? Did you comprehend what I read you? Jeff, I'm just here to talk to you and figure out what happened and move you on out of here, at least some of it. So do you understand the rights I read to you?
Okay, off the bat, Jeff looks like he knows what he's doing, and he seems pretty confident in this situation. I mean, he's got relaxed, you know, his body's nice and relaxed. You know, he's just sitting there thinking, not saying anything. And the cops get mad. It's supposed to be like the other way around, you know?
If you got something that says you didn't do this robbery, this is your chance to talk to us.
Okay, good job.
No, usually I'm the prick.
You look like the prick.
Yeah, so those of you that don't know, one of their cops' technique is one of them will play the good guy, one of them then will come in, and play the bad guy, or vice versa.
This is Jeff. Jeff is a heroin addict and has been for the last 14 years. He is 6'5", weighs 153 pounds, and has now found himself in the unfortunate circumstance of being charged with armed robbery. This is in the state of Georgia, so if found guilty, they will render him the minimum term of 10 years without parole, up to the maximum term of life in prison. Jeff has been through the system multiple times over, and he will know that if indeed found guilty, his sentence will be considerably longer than the minimum 10 years due to his previous convictions.
Okay, so yeah, now I know for a fact he has been in the system before, so that's why he knows all these tricks.
Jeff, do you understand your rights? Yes or no? I'm not asking if you want to talk to me at this point. I just wondered if you understand what I read to you.
So am I under arrest?
Yes, you're under arrest.
Get me back to the cell. I don't talk to you motherfuckers.
So he knows, I guess, from being through the system, right? If you're under arrest, then you don't want to say anything, because anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law, right?
Okay, we're done. You want a Coke? You gonna be able to pop it open, or you need me to?
Jeff has become somewhat of a cult figure in the domain of interrogation footage. His recognition seems to have grown through his own popularity, as opposed to the notoriety of his crimes, like most others. Conveying the exact reasoning behind this can be tricky, as the interest in this character will no doubt vary by the individual. Yet we found the most collective reason can be explained through a single pop culture reference: the anti-hero. While the concept is timeless, the actual term was created through the realm of modern cinema. There's a diverse number of characters passing through the decades that fit the criteria. Yet perhaps the most textbook example
Bad Santa. I love that movie, Bad Santa. That's a good fucking movie.
could be the protagonist from the 2003 feature Bad Santa, a middle-aged man simply known as Willie. This is a character that lies, cheats, steals, swears at children, drinks an inconceivable amount of alcohol, and is generally extremely unpleasant to every single person he comes across.
Look who's here, Jimmy. It's Santa.
Fucking right.
Let's tell what you want for Christmas.
I'm on my fucking lunch break, okay?
On paper, this is an extremely unlikable individual, yet for some reason, we root for him while following his story. Anti-heroes are flawed, as are we. Their moral complexity mirrors our own, and just like us, they are learning and growing as they move along the path of life.
Yeah. Every human being is flawed in some way, okay? Nobody's perfect. I don't care what it appears like on their Instagram or social media, okay? Everybody's got fucking problems, right? So, don't believe this perfect life shit that everybody always puts out there.
Their mistakes make us think of our mistakes, and perhaps the reason we root for their redemption is the reflection of ourselves rooting for our own. So you might be curious about the contrast between the anti-hero and the villain. One we embrace and relate to, while the other we despise and detach from. Both are driven by selfish motivations, yet our emotional response differs between them. The reason for this, while not necessarily obvious, is a relatively simple formula. The anti-hero must have a glimmer of humanity alongside a noticeable vulnerability. This is what allows the viewer to truly connect with the character. It allows us to forgive them when they are unethical, but admire them when they are noble. It allows them to be angry, cowardly, and greedy, but also cheerful, brave, and empathetic.
Who the fuck is Thurman? Is that you? Is your name Thurman?
Yeah.
Thurman Merman?
Yeah, so I guess basically the difference is, like, when you're a villain or just a mean asshole, right? you probably are rich, have a lot of money, and are just an asshole, and people don't like you. But the anti-hero, what people like, you know, he's not afraid to tell people he's got problems, or show people, he's got problems, and tell people he's not rich, and tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? So that's the difference.
Yeah.
Jesus.
With relation to Jeff, while many of us can't relate to the feeling of being addicted to heroin for well over a decade, we can certainly understand the feeling of sadness. While we may not be able to put ourselves directly in the shoes of an addict, we can somewhat relate to the adversity that comes with it, not to mention the incredible magnitude of the situation he is going through in this video. How he responds to...
I can't relate, I don't want to get into it too much, but yeah, a long time ago, I went through something kind of similar, so.
This very moment is quite literally the precursor to his entire future. He is at a crossroad moment in life.
But it's all about your mind, right? If you want to succeed, you can do it.
Where on one side is the possibility of hope, and on the other side is the outright guarantee of despair. The long-term path he goes down will be the consequences of the short-term choices he makes, all of which have to be judged and decided on while going through the early stages of heroin withdrawal.
I need methadone.
You need methadone?
Yeah, you guys can get me that methadone.
I don't have any. Do you have medication for it, or a prescription for it? Or?
No.
What do you need methadone for?
Because I'm a fucking junkie, and you guys, I can't get no methadone.
You see what I mean between the anti-hero and the villain? Like, he's not afraid to admit he's got fucking problems, right? At all, and he just says it, right?
I'm gonna go through withdrawal here in a minute.
Where do you usually get your methadone from?
I don't get it. I get heroin.
How long you been using heroin?
Long time, buddy.
See, very honest, It's like me. I'm just honest. I just tell the truth. Just like this guy.
What are you trying to talk to me about here?
Talk to you about what happened last night. Look, here's the deal. Either you're in a bad set of circumstances, or you went and committed an armed robbery last night.
Yeah,
right?
I'm in a shitty, wrong place at the wrong time, obviously. I didn't commit no fucking armed robbery.
All right, then let's talk about this. Let's
I don't
not
have
keep
nothing.
up
I
the
don't
act.
talk to the police, man.
It seems like the police must not have a slam dunk case at all, because number one, the detective wouldn't be basically begging for him to talk to him. If they had him on video doing this, or some other slam dunk, they wouldn't need to be so nice to him and beg for him to basically confess, is what they're trying to do.
I think it's in your best interest to.
How? I don't talk to
you're
the
sitting
police.
here. Okay.
I've been through the system, buddy. I know
I
how
know
it
you
works.
have. I know you have.
You're
Jeff.
not my friend.
I'm not your friend.
You're trying to fucking get me. Or you're
No,
trying
I'm not trying to get
all
you.
you're trying to get is some fucking stupid ass fucking confession, and you're not gonna get one.
And that is the truth. The cops, that's all they want is a confession from you. They don't care what happens to you afterwards. They just want that confession, and B, it looks good for the resume, right? They can say they got so and so to confess, and they just keeps adding to their resume and their career. That's it.
Jeff, I'm not going to get a confession out of you for nothing.
Exactly, because I
And
didn't
I'm
do
not trying to
nothing.
get a confession out of you.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you, I didn't commit no armed robbery, and y'all ain't got no fucking evidence saying I did. Let me go. All you did is find me sitting in my buddy's house because my fucking buddy's dog's going ape shit. I go outside, there are cops everywhere, and they spotlight me. They say, "Come here."
So it seems like Jeff knows they don't have any evidence, and he can use that, to his benefit, big time, right? It's up to the cops to prove he's guilty, innocent until proven guilty. If you can't prove him guilty, he's I mean, it may not be innocent, but he can't be charged with the crime.
I said, what's up? They searched me. They ain't find nothing. What's
Let
up?
me read this.
No.
Yes.
Because I'm not going to sign it.
You don't have to sign it. So let me read it for you. Okay?
I'm not signing nothing.
You don't have to sign
He don't have to sign it because it's on video, and if he reads him his Miranda rights and he says okay, he'll talk. It's on video, so that's why he doesn't have to sign it.
Sign it. Let me read it.
You already read it to me earlier.
I know we did, but I'm going to read it to you again.
Thanks for the coke.
You're welcome. Before we ask any questions, you must understand.
And see, he said thanks for the coke, so he's being nice. He's being nice there.
Understand what your rights are. If you cannot afford a lawyer and want one, a lawyer will be provided for you. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you will still have the right. You also have the right to stop answering at any time until you talk to a lawyer. Do you understand the rights I've explained to you?
No.
Huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Tell me what happened last night. Plain and simple. Your side of the story.
I'm not talking to you. I warn you.
Right there. He just asked for a lawyer. That's it. That should be the end of this conversation, this interview.
All right. This is what I don't understand. I know, but this is what I don't understand, Jeff. You were sitting there talking just like you were ready to sit here and tell me what happened last night, and then all of a sudden I read that to you, and you screw it, I ain't talking to you. I want a lawyer. I don't understand that. What changed just in the...
Because I told you what, I already told you what happened.
You didn't.
How didn't I?
You didn't tell me what happened last night.
How didn't I just tell you what?
But now you've handcuffed me, and I can't talk to you because you asked for an attorney. So, okay, that's fine. But I will tell you right now, you're still on a hold for a robbery.
I know. I don't know why. I need a fucking lawyer because obviously I didn't do nothing. And obviously you guys know I didn't do nothing because I've been arrested for the same bullshit before, and you guys don't interview me this much. So, wham bam, thank you for the coke, put me back in the cell.
Yeah. So again, he knows big time they don't have any evidence on it, and he's using it, as you can see. And he's getting more confident as time goes.
What's that?
Just fuck it. All right. I know we did this twice, but I got to do it again every time, okay? Before I ask you any questions, I got to read your rights. You understand that? Okay. Go ahead and sign there. Let me take your Jeff off.
Look, I'm not signing nothing.
Okay, you don't have to sign anything. You understand your rights, though, right?
Yeah.
That's all I need. A verbal yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. See, verbal yes, it's recorded.
What's this coke gonna be here? Or is that just a fairy tale?
It's coming. You can get there right now.
He might just be doing this, keep coming to this interview just to try and keep getting stuff like cokes, you know? Instead of just sitting in a cell and doing nothing, right?
2 minutes. Just to walk to the sorting machine. It tastes good.
Mm-hmm.
I have enough evidence
Like what?
of the armed robbery, okay? But
I think that's bullshit. Or they wouldn't keep bringing him in, what, at least 3 times now? You know, if they already had the evidence.
you know, if you're saying you didn't do it, you need to give me your side of the story.
I didn't do it.
Okay, well, give me your side of the story. You got to convince me. Because I got a lot of evidence. I got a lot of physical evidence.
Well, like what? Name the physical.
Well, I don't need to, why should I tell you that? I mean, you haven't been helpful to me at all.
You don't, because I don't believe that you got any evidence.
There's only a couple pieces of evidence I'm missing.
Name them.
What's that?
Name.
Well, why do I need to do that? You haven't helped me out at all. You give me a little bit, I give you a little bit. We go back and forth. I give you one of my pieces of evidence.
So far, the only evidence that I've heard that they have is he was around the scene of the crime. That's it.
Let's not give me a little something.
No, anything I say here can and will be used against me.
Sure, but anything you say here, I can also tell your parole officer that you helped me out.
That doesn't mean dick.
And he's right, that doesn't mean dick, right? The cops are allowed to lie to you, okay? They can lie to you. They can promise you something and go back on it, and that's it. You know, that is 100% legal.
There's no way. I didn't do it. There's no way.
How drunk were you? Were you drunk?
No, I was pretty sober.
So you're in your right mind. You remember everything about the night, right? So you couldn't have done something not remembered. You couldn't have gone and robbed the place and not remembered?
Fuck, no.
Okay, so you would remember if you robbed the place. So I'm willing to go to the prosecutor, I'm willing to go to the parole officer and say, this guy's a good guy, he helped me out. I know you don't want to go back to jail, right? Back to prison.
Well, fuck, it looks like I am if and you're going to charge me with some bogus shit. You guys don't, I mean, what do you got, really? That I was at a buddy's house and I happened to come outside because you guys were fucking swarming the area and they
Which door did you come out of?
I came out of the front door. You know what? I'm not saying myself, man. I'm done, man. Fuck this. The only reason I came up here is to get a fucking Coke.
Okay.
So he just admitted, like I said, he only came up there to get a Coke.
You're not gonna.
Oh, no, I can't.
Coke. Some people can't understand me because of my accent. If you're not from Maryland.
Make it quick. I got things to do.
Butterfinger, you talking.
I didn't promise you that. I said we'd see what happens. Alright? Like I said, you haven't helped me out at all. Why should I help you out? I got you a soda. That's good enough.
Jeff was released from custody just under 12 hours later. And that takes us to the final and perhaps the most important...
See, he was released. So they didn't have anything. So he was lying about, the cop was lying about the evidence, you know? Just like I was saying, the cops are 100% allowed to lie to you. If they weren't allowed to lie to you, they would never get any confessions, you know, or it would make it a lot harder.
Important component of an anti-hero, the conclusion, which unfortunately in this particular case is unknown. The final outcome of this story will vary depending on the source, some with a happy ending, others a cautionary tale. One legend has it that Jeff got clean soon after his release and now works in the corporate marketing team for Coca-Cola, while another states that he was picked up the day after for the same charge and is now facing down a 15-year sentence in Georgia State Prison. If we go by the Hollywood formula, an anti-hero's actions throughout the course of their life are so drastic and single-minded that they only ever lead to salvation or destruction, and their final decision is always dictated by what they have learned and how they have changed throughout the course of the story. The paradox here is that we don't even need the theme of imprisonment to mold the outcome of this particular story, as the theme of addiction is more than enough. Whether he goes to prison or not, Jeff will either manage to get clean and rebuild his life, or he won't.
Yeah.
He is headed for salvation or destruction no matter what. And that single concept can perhaps define Jeff as an anti-hero.
Well, that's true for everybody, addict or not. You're either heading for salvation or you're not, right? It depends on how you think. You know, you gotta have a positive attitude and you gotta believe in yourself. You know, you gotta believe in yourself, guys, and you gotta, you know, tell yourself you can do it. But, you know, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think JCS does a great job. I just learned that, you know, I thought the guy doing this JCS, you know, was just one guy, but no, there's a guy that actually just does the voice, and then I guess there's a team that puts the videos together. But the guy we hear talking is just a voiceover guy. So, but if anybody knows what happened to Jeff after this, put it down in the comments. If you liked this video, hit the like button. And until next time, guys, True Crime King, out.